In times past, the ancients traveled to many places. They seeded many worlds. One known as Axioth has changed much since the ancients left. Many battles have been fought. Lands have been conquered. Empires have been forged and destroyed. In the face of monumental obstacles, great achievements have been made. And lost. Leaders have been born and made into heroes. And then into legends. Monuments are carved to commemorate those fallen in battle. The legends continue.
What a worthless introduction to a game. It's like saying history happened. It actually drains my excitement for playing this game instead of increase it. So, wow. Worst introduction in the Might and Magic series list that I've that I've seen. Yeah. Besides that, hello and welcome to Let's Play of Might and Magic 9. I've played 6, 7 and 8. Never 9, never bought it when it came out, since it was basically one of those games that got released before it was really finished. So it was one of those pray to God that this game even works, and it probably didn't all that well. I didn't play it at the time. Now that it's years and years after, and I think this is fully patched in on top of that unofficial community patch 1.3. Hopefully, I don't know at what condition the game is, but hopefully it's fully stable and playable at this point. It's certainly, well, if it isn't at this point, it's never going to be. Still, first time for me, and always nice to play a new Might and Magic game. I think it's Might and Magic 10 came out maybe a couple of years ago, maybe. Haven't bought that one either. My reason for doing that is simply because it seems like it's not really a continuation of this gaming series anymore. It's a new type of a game. Not, I have no idea if it's good or bad or anything. Just haven't played it yet. Might as well get to a new game. I played the tutorial portion of this game. It starts right after character creation. It more or less teaches you how to move your character, how to talk to NPCs, how to pull switches, that sort of thing. Very, very, very basic stuff. Okay, we can choose a class. There's only Might and Magic. Those are the classes you can choose. They're not really classes, they're more like class trees. So do you want to go with the martial arms or do you want to go with magic? If you go with martial arms, you have basically 4 options in the end. It's gladiator, which I presume is pretty much a knight, assassin, which I presume is pretty much a thief, then a ranger and a paladin, which were familiar classes from previous games. Uh, I'm assuming here again that Gladiator and the Assassin will be pure fighters, more or less, no magic, while Ranger and Paladin will have limited amount of magic they can cast. I'm not planning on going with Paladin or a Ranger. The reason is fairly simple, because they've changed how the spellcasting works in this. So even spellcaster that isn't necessarily focused on healing can have access to healing spells. So if we are going to do 2-2 split, basically 2 might characters, 2 magic characters, we can focus on a priest, but even the elemental caster more or less can contribute to the healing to some extent, which means it makes those hybrid characters that can do mainly fighting and a little bit of magic a lot less desirable, at least for me. Assassin, Gladiator, Ranger, Paladin. Yeah. Two first will be might. Two will be magic. Here we have mage, lich, priest, and druid. Well, we're going to do a fairly uninteresting party. Gladiator, because we want a frontline fighter who's capable of standing against the enemy and do some serious damage. We want a thief or an assassin in this case because disarm traps, that sort of. The skill set is attractive. We need a priest because we want decent healing. At the same time, probably want a mage or a lich. Not sure if we have to pick and choose, or do we? Is there a dark side, light side path choice that we have to make, or is it a character specific choice? If it's light side, dark side, we'll go with the light, presumably because we have to get the priest. But at the same time, I'm not sure it's like that. Lich mage distinction might be more in that line, though. We'll see. Some things I've learned about playing these games. You peek at the bow. The basic game engine seems like a first-person shooter, so having infinite ammunition, physical attack, long-range attack on everyone right from the start is fantastic. It's one of the best thing you can take in any Might and Magic game that I've played, because it gives you the skill to use a bow, gives you a free bow also right at the start, so you have you can avoid a lot of damage and pain by keeping distance to the enemy. Not sure how well it works in the combat of this game, but I can't see it being a bad thing in any way. Even in the worst situation, it'll at least soften up the enemy before we get to melee, so... Yeah, we're going to be taking a dwarven male. This will be bland. This guy will be bland as a gladiator. Blade, armor. Can use blades. Master level. Oh. Shield maybe. Grandmaster, shield bash attack, triple damage of shield skill. I'm guessing it adds shield to your damage. I'm not sure we're gonna do that. 2 blades sounds a lot better. This guy doesn't have a lot of skills he's gonna learn. Cudgel might be a thing. Simply because you never know what type of weapons you find. At the same time, shield for a long time will be good, because even if we go for the blade in each hand, it'll take time to reach master level. So you will take the shield. We have 10 Thorgrim. That's a good dwarven name. Endurance focused, yeah. So endurance full, a little bit of speed, all magic away, might 13, accuracy 13, luck 13, and more might. Belaya, half all female. Speed sucks with these. Maybe it would be better with a human fleet. Stats haven't really been all that important in these games though, and an assassin is a fighter, so maybe we will stick with a half orc. It gets a lot of might right at the start. But what else? Well, disarm trap. No. It's a good skill to take, but the tutorial section gives you 2 skill books, disarm trap and identify item. So we'll take perception. Character gets a chance to notice hidden doors and traps, and to avoid damage from traps when they are triggered. It'll be useful. And since we're gonna get the disarm trap anyway, we don't need to take it here. Rakan, no.
Pick me. Pick me.
Nothing.
Pick me. Pick me.
Vincent.
Pick me. You will only succeed. I'm here. You will only succeed with me.
Mohatch.
Pick me. You will only succeed. I'm here. Pick me.
Rubber.
Pick me. Pick me.
Art. Yeah, I like this. Arrogant voice set, although you can barely hear them here, and they've never been too big about. Identify item is something we're gonna get. We have the bow. I think I'll take the light because includes some of the most powerful defensive spells, including healing. Yeah, spells. They seem to work a little bit different from other Might and Magic games I've played. In that in the previous games, a single skill affected the spell, and they were divided by skill. Like skills were fire, air, water, and each skill had a corresponding spell list. Here, every spell seems to be affected by 2 skills. One usually, well, let's say you have some kind of buff spell. The one skill will affect usually the power of the buff, other the duration of the buff. So, and almost everyone can learn all the spells. So it's not that if you want to be good at casting something, it's all about choosing the right class to get access to the correct skills at high level. You can get access to almost any spells, but again, if you don't have the skills to support it, you're shit at it anyway. So it's more about skills than actual spells. Everyone can get the spells. And the reason why light, because of the heal. Now we should have both spirit and light, so we should get a heal spell right from the start. This guy is supposed to be either a mage or lich, but as for now, he's going to be just as good of a healer as our actual healer. So yeah, this is the sort of thing that makes me think that the secondary casters are not thought worthwhile. Even if we go and go lich, we'll still have an expert level healer. If we go for mage, we'll have expert on spirit, but grandmaster on light. I'm not sure is it duration or effectiveness. But either we have a long duration or we have very effective short duration. I don't know. Doesn't particularly matter. Either way, Mage and Lich both know elemental magic to the maximum. That's the important part. It's probably Elemental Dark and Elemental Light, depending on which spells you use. So we'll have to take a closer look at the actual spells before deciding whether to go for Mage or Lich. I'm very interested in utility spells like Tom Portal type spells, if this game has them. I didn't check the spell. Dark usually was damage dealing, Light is buffing, protection, that sort of thing. Elemental was pretty much mixed. Spirit, I guess, is a combination of spirit, body, and mind magic. So, clerical magic in general. Not sure how it works here. I'm sure we'll find out. More magic. Hit speed and more magic. Well, we're not gonna be a dwarf. Dwarves are terrible at magic. So, human female. Assertive. No, you're cowardly.
Pick me, pick me.
And light. We want the heals right from the start. Thorgrim, Belia, Art, and yeah, you're not gonna be Bila.
Let me at him.
Jules. It's not a woman's name.
Let me at him.
Judith.
Pick me.
Hormlad. Yeah.
Pick me.
Your father hated you today.
Let me at him. Pick me.
Frida. Excellent. And you're not assertive, you're cowardly. Thorgrim, Dwarf Fighter, Belia, Half Orc Fighter, Art, Elf Initiate, Frida, Human Initiate. Hit points 40, hit points 38, hit points 23, spell points 24. 24 hit points, 22 spell points. Bow. Yeah, looking good.
Hello.
Good man. Hello, what can I do for you? Yeah, this is a tutorial, I'm not doing the voices here. This is a tutorial on the level of how to use the interface. Still, I'm taking all of this. Because if I do this, I know he'll give me the extra rewards. Which are 2 spellbooks. Which are Identify Item and Disarm Spells. This is, I guess, a battle between 2 monsters. You get a idea of what they would be like. Items in the game world. It's not important. We just need to activate this. Black chests are trapped chests. I think they're also the ones with the best loot. For a sword, student bow. Farming doublet and the footman's buckler. Elemental bolt.
That'll be useful.
Heal.
I hope it works.
I'm setting heals as quick spells.
Yes.
Range damage will rely on the bows. Yeah, the elemental bolt does 1 to 4 points of damage anyway, so it's a piece of crap. Yeah, the range damage with the bow is better. So there's very little point of using the elemental attacks at this point.
Hello.
Why Grandpa? Arm trap. Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
I read through the strategy tips. These are... If you've never played a role-playing game in your life, these are sort of useful. So, basically they're not useful at all. The game world doesn't look that different from the previous Might and Magic games. Two blast passers are still fighting it out. I got the impression that the green around doors means that it's not a... It just opens the door. If it's red, it moves to another map. Yeah. A little bit of a few buildings in our town here. This is a pasture for animals. There's nothing really there. And this is where we need to go to end this tutorial part. Yeah, this is the stuff I'm not really doing. How to use different type of switches. What do they look like? That's so crap. Nothing of real value. NPCs don't talk about anything interesting. They talk about some kind of a area. I don't know if they call the name. I guess that's where we're going with the boat.
Ready to tip one back?
Mindassus. I gathered that we're, I guess, some kind of a Viking type village. In a sense, we're doing raids on other areas from here. Although the game itself functions like a first-person shooter, and this is why we have the bows. There is a turn-based fighting, but I don't think you want to use that unless you're in a serious fight or a fight that requires a lot of complicated actions to be taken by you during the fight. And if we face some kind of random crap, we'll try to keep it real time simply because it's faster. And there's our first enemies. Oh, don't aim there, please. Blubber pods. They look like plants, sort of. Small plants. Fairly harmless. There's one sort of a clear change that I noticed that I do appreciate. Water isn't instant drowning damage, it's you can actually go in here, take a look around. It's nothing amazing, similar crap that you've seen in a lot of games. Barren ocean, but again, I feel it's a drastic improvement over what it was. And hopefully it's being used. That's sort of my worry about a lot of these things that I've seen scene change. Like services in the previous Might and Magic games, like going to an inn, going to a bank, you just open the door and you're immediately at the service. Here there's a building inside and you have to walk to the counter and talk to an actual NPC. However, if those facilities inside those buildings are never really used for anything, it's a waste of time to even model them and use them. So that's sort of my, well, not exactly fear, but that if they went through a lot of trouble to actually create those little buildings, all of them, I hope they are using them to, otherwise it's a wasted effort in a lot of sense. And waste of time for me, because I can't just immediately get to the service, I have to navigate inside the buildings. Either way. Done with our first map.
Long years have passed since the last Chadian raid on Mendosus. After the tremendous losses at the Battle of Farndale, men were not as eager to go to their deaths. A few have tried. None have returned. Our restless warriors have a thirst for glory and riches that cannot be quenched in Chadian. Our warriors will find what they seek. Mendosus is profitable. The fate we wrote for ourselves was to return to Mendosus to recapture the glory of our fathers. But not on this day.
Isle of Ashes. Looks like a massive map. I'm not sure if the game has water walking. Do you just need to swim? Might be the swimming might be a replacement for water walking, but I did notice that the ocean isn't exactly lifeless, so there's risk involved. Something there. More importantly, test. Crashed ship, and there's something swimming around it. So we can't shoot in the water. I'm not sure even if we can fight. So swimming could potentially be incredibly dangerous here. By the way, let's see. New land to explore.